Hello friends, today we are going to look at the transpiration and the factors which affect the rate of transpiration. We will also discuss the reason behind transpiration and the role of transpiration in plant. So the first question which comes in our head is that what's the transpiration and how can we define transpiration? Transpiration is counterpart of that of animals' perspiration. Just like animals perspire to maintain the temperature and to remove the excessive water, plants also remove the water to carry out several other functions too through the process called transpiration. Thus, transpiration is defined as evaporation of water through plant parts such as lenticels and stomata. Apart from lenticels and stomata, wood's bark also sometimes removes the water, and this phenomena is also classified under transpiration. Transpiration is closely associated with the opening of stomata's aperture, thus influences the rate of gaseous exchange like CO2 uptake and O2 excretion. You must have seen some water droplets on leaflet in early morning. That water accumulation of water is due to the evaporation or the elution of water through the process of transpiration that is easily noticeable in early morning. Water is removed excessively through the leaves, not through the other parts such as root or stems, but sometimes root and stems also perform the transpiration. We have already seen the gaseous exchange, but we will take a look at the mechanism of gaseous exchange. The photosynthesis or the rate of photosynthesis is completely dependent on gaseous exchange rate. The completion of photosynthesis requires the uptake of CO2, and the oxygen is the byproduct. Some of the oxygen molecule is required for the metabolic respiration, but rest of the oxygen must be removed out from the body, from the plant body, and thus gaseous exchange is taken place through the stomatal opening. The rate of stomata opening is closely associated with the transpiration. Hence, transpiration influences the gaseous exchange. In turn, it indirectly influences the rate of photosynthesis. Animals have specialized organs to carry out the gaseous exchange. Unlike animals, plants do not have specialized organs. There are several reasons for that. Animals require a higher rate of gaseous exchange since they do not perform photosynthesis, and also they do not their requirement of metabolic oxygen is very higher, and that's why plants have specialized organ, or sometimes animals have organ systems to carry out the gaseous exchange. Unlike animals, plants perform the gaseous exchange in a very slow rate, and their gaseous exchange is completely localized, means the gaseous exchange is required. If it is required in root, it must be carried out in root, and if it is required in leaves, it must be carried out in leaves, and that's why it is called localized gaseous exchange. Now we will see the mechanism of transpiration. We have already studied about the xylem. Xylem is a water transporting tube present in plant. Just like we have a water pipeline in our house, in our buildings, plants also have water pipeline. They are made up of tissues. They are combinedly called as xylem. The xylem is majorly made up of dead tissue, but they are surrounded by living cells. These living cells help transportation of water and to maintain the osmotic pressure in xylem. Now the gaseous exchange is taken place through the osmosis or through the direct diffusion. How does direct diffusion take place? Direct diffusion on across the plasma membrane is taken place if a molecule or the target molecule is very smaller and non-polar. Larger molecules such as a glucose or other sugars cannot be diffused easily through the plasma membrane. But since carbon dioxide and oxygen are non-polar small molecules, which are a small gaseous molecule, they can be easily diffused across the membrane. Sometimes aquaporine, which is a specialized water channel, is used for transportation or for the diffusion of carbon dioxide. Leaves are major site of transpiration. More than 99% of transpiration is taken place on leaves. Leaves contain stomata. These stomata remove the excessive water through the process called transpiration. Transpiration rate of stomata is very higher compared to the lenticels or the bark. The singular word for the stomata is stoma. Now you can see the chart of a table on the screen. The table indicates the osmotic pressure and the time. It shows that rate of the change of osmotic pressure throughout the day. Now we will see the role of transpiration. See, we have seen that transpiration is indirectly associated with the photosynthesis. Apart from the photosynthesis, transpiration is also involved in absorption of minerals. How? Transpiration is used to remove the water which creates a vacuum pressure, which creates a tension in xylem tube. If a tension is created, then the water which is present below the surface or in the xylem tube will move upward, and thus the water will also move upward along with the minerals, and this is how mineral will be transported throughout the body. But it will not stop here. The water which is present in root will also move upward, and resulting into the change in osmotic pressure of root cell, and the root hair which are connected with the root cells will face the pressure, and due to the pressure they will absorb the water and the minerals which are present in soil, and this is how absorption of mineral and water will take place. Although this process of transpiration of water and mineral is true only for small shrubs and herbs, large trees cannot transport minerals and water throughout the body, since the distance between leaves and root is much higher, and it cannot be overcompensated by gravitational force. And apart from those functions, the excessive water removal also cools down the leaf, which is good for the plant environment. Now we will take a look at the factors which affect the rate of transpiration. The first and the foremost important factor is light. Light directly affects the rate of transpiration, because presence of light induces the rate of photosynthesis, which in turns induces the opening of aperture of stomata. Thus, the excessive water is removed out if the stomata is opened, and thus light directly increases the excessive water removal, and hence rate of transpiration increases. The more intense light will be, the higher the rate of transpiration will be. The second is temperature. The second factor is the temperature. Temperature also directly influences the rate of transpiration, since the higher temperature will induces the rate of transpiration and the opening of stomata. But if the temperature rises very high, in that condition the aperture of stomata will be closed completely, and no gaseous exchange or transpiration will take place. The third factor is the humidity. If the relative humidity of environment is very high, there is no requirement for the transpiration to occur, since the humidity of air is very high, and thus the humidity of relative humidity of air is reciprocal of rate of transpiration. The fourth one is the wind. The wind is associated with the humidity, since if the speed of wind is very high, it will decrease in the humidity of air, which will increases the rate of transpiration. Thus speed of wind will increases the rate of transpiration. The fifth one is the soil water. Soil water is also a major factor for the rate of transpiration, since if the soil is lacking the water, if the soil does not have sufficient water, it means water cannot be absorbed through the soil, and if transpiration is occurred, which will result in a loss of water in plant body, and plant will not be able to absorb the water present in soil, and thus the plant will have to face the drought condition, and plus plant will have to undergo the stress, and that's why the aperture of stomata will be closed if the water content of soil is low, and the rate of transpiration will go down. And true is opposite if the water is abundant in soil. You can see the chart, you can see the table on the screen. This table is showing the plant species and their adaptation to maintain or to regulate the transpiration. You see, to decrease the rate of transpiration, some plants have thick cuticles. Why? Because it will stop the uncontrolled evaporation of water. You see, not all plants are lucky enough to have abundant water. Some plants are habited in certain conditions. Some plants have to face the drought conditions. Some plants have to face the drought stress. Thus they will have to adapt according to the environment, and hence the rate of transpiration must be regulated. And for the regulation of transpiration, certain adaptations are observed throughout the plant species. You see, some plants have lower number of stomata compared to other to regulate the plant. Some plants have thick cuticles to remove the excessive water evaporation. Some plants have shrunken leaves, or their leaves are converted into the thorns, which will decrease the rate of transpiration, since majority of transpiration is carried out by leaves. So these are the some adaptations and some species which are adapted to regulate the transpiration. Some plants have extensive root which is penetrated deep inside the soil to capture or to absorb maximum amount of water. For example, cacti, which is a desert plant, since we know that desert soil is not abundant in water, they have to adapt to that environment in order to survive in a desert. So you can see the image here. This is the aperture through which gaseous exchange is taken place. This aperture is the only side through which transpiration is taken place. So this is the stomata pore, and the excessive water which is, so this is the site through which transpiration is taken place. Carbon dioxide is uptaken during photosynthesis, and oxygen is removed out, and water is also removed out. The removal of water through the stomata is called transpiration. The CO2, which is transported into the cell which is having chloroplast. In chloroplast, photosynthesis is taken place, where carbon dioxide is needed to convert carbon dioxide into the sugar. So this was about the transpiration and the factors which affect the transpiration. You can see the image here. The water is transported across the cell body, and the water which is present in leaves is removed, and the new water is absorbed from the soil. So this is how it works. Okay, so I hope you got me, and if you like the video, if you got me, then please subscribe my channel and share the video with your friends. Thank you.